thank you very much for joining me. I will be continuing my mission. If you followed the last stream for this Africa Relief mission, this is a converted Microsoft FSX package that was an add-on for FSX back in the days. And I'm now using a converted one on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 that involves moving the package into the community folder, and it will work. But just so you know, there are some issues I had with the plane. I'm using the Douglas airplane right now, the DC-3. That's the one that it should be using. But when you first load it, there will be some issues using it. It won't find the one that's in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you have to go in the file and rename within the package. I think it's in the manifest. You have to go ahead and change the name. So one of those JSON files to exactly match the plane that you're using, that you can copy. In the link, I included some options that you can download for free for the DC-3 in case you're having issues, which is exactly what I did. And I'm using the American Airline Classic. This is the one that was released, I think, in 1943. So this is one of the first commercial airline ever made. So these are pretty popular historically. So so that's some nostalgia there, especially flying the older mission. However, this plane that I'm using, I'm noticing some things are happening where the brakes don't work quite well when I land at the first leg. So I'm going to test that out again. And then also in taking off, there's some instability in maintaining rudder control on the runway, or yeah. So I'm working around that, and it's also testing it to see what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and actually test this one out and see how it works, and I will let you know. So thank you so much for joining me. So let's go ahead and start this mission.
Set to go. Not the best day for flying, but I'd rather get out of here than wait for that volcano to erupt. Besides, a lot of people are depending on us to get these supplies to Catale and Libero. We need to get to Libero by 6 o'clock, so let's take off. Remember that we're overloaded, so we might need a little extra speed. Rotate at about 95 knots.
Relief 318, wind 011 at 5. Runway 36, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, runway 36. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna have to maintain control. This is a big boy here. You need a lot of power to get this moving, especially him saying it's overloaded. I have to maintain center line here. Can't do too aggressive with it, but yeah, some instability. So right about now I can take off. All right.
Positive, right? Gear up.
I'm taking out the gears, and the flaps are already up. I should have added some flaps to help with the takeoff.
Maintain at least 95 knots in the climb and turn right to follow the road northeast out of Goma. Heading of about 20 degrees should take us right to Catale. It's about 25 miles northeast of here, just on the other side of the volcano.
Okay.
We'll need some altitude to clear that ridge overhead, but try to stay out of the clouds. We can climb above the clouds or stay down low and follow the road. Your choice.
Yeah, I'm going to stay down low because you go up too high, you're going to have visibility issues with the ash. But additionally, it's not too far, so descending and slowing down to land is going to present some problems. So I'd rather stay low and enjoy the scenic view. So this is not bad if you look outside. And this is a beautiful airplane. This is nice. This is an American Airline flagship. And FY, this was retrofitted. Notice there's GPS in this. The original ones didn't have GPS, of course. So we are using there's a classic version, but I chose the retrofit version when I downloaded from the link in the description. So this is pretty cool. Outside, the terrain is nice. It's pretty beautiful. And that's the AA for American Airline on the left. So this is nice. So I don't want to climb any higher. We're at 7,000 feet right now. And actually I should have zeroed the, I should have put in the altimeter setting on the ground. Or the barometer. But I should have checked that for the elevation where we were.
Is located about 5 miles southwest of a little lake. If we come to the lake, we'll know we've gone too far.
This is beautiful. Let's make sure we're not climbing anymore. And we can pull out some of the power. It's trim. It's becoming heavy. I have to manually hold it up. Slow down a little bit, so yeah. Yeah, this is nice. The sound is amazing too. So realistic. That's what it looks like from the front. Beautiful airplane. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the right this time because I'm gonna slow down on the right side. Actually, you know what? Let's go around. it's a little bit too steep. I don't want to go too high and I'm forced to come back down. Yeah. All right, so I'm too high right now. Actually, we were good. We could have taken the other route on the right. We had enough distance, but we would have to worry about descending and slowing down at the same time. Yeah, this is nice. The terrain is beautiful. Yeah, I'm slowing down. Coming in. Don't want to go too fast, so I'm basically crawling. This can go up to 300 knots, but of course you're pushing it 250 max was probably ideal. So the problem I'm having is when I'm landing, it's a little bit difficult to stop. I don't think the brakes are working in this airplane, and or there's some issue. I need to figure that out, or I'll switch out the airplane and try the mission again. So that's the next thing I'm gonna try if this doesn't stop. Once I land on this leg right here.
Okay, that's the airstrip up ahead on the west side of the road. The wind's out of the north, so we can just make a straight-in approach. The airport elevation is 4,600 feet.
All right,
Lower
let's.
the gear and extend the flaps as we slow down. It's a short dirt strip, so there's not a lot of room to stop. I suggest flying the approach with full flaps at about 100 knots. Touchdown at 80 knots.
So I am trimming for the descent.
Katale traffic, relief 318, 2 miles out, inbound for landing.
I'm at around 80 knots. I have a little hump to get over here. Yeah, I'm going right over this little hump here. Very slow. This is really close. I have to hug it because if I go any higher, I can't really come down without add a little bit more power. I have to stay under 80 because I don't want to gain too much speed at this point. So like right about now, I'm coming over. I have to watch my speed right about now. I'm taking out all this. He's set to touchdown at 80. But there are trees in the way here. See, I have to pick up some speed coming in. And I have to pull up. Yeah. See, that's the problem here. Yeah. Yeah, there's something definitely wrong. I'm probably gonna have to switch this airplane real quickly and use another airplane. So let's go to the main menu and I'm gonna switch out this airplane and let's do this real quick. And I have to try to fly this other leg. It's somewhat discouraging because it flies so smoothly, and I know there should be no issue here. So I'm checking something real quickly to see which airplane I'm going to use. And I'm going to try another airplane real quickly. So I dropped the packages here in the community folder, and I have another DC AA airplane. I'm just going to check something here. In the configuration file, when you open this configuration file, you want to make sure that you're going to select this name right here. If you look at the title, this is the title you need to copy. And copying this title, we're going to paste it into the this title from in the aircraft.config file, or CFG file. We are going to paste it. Let's go back into the community folder, and the mission that we are flying, where's that mission, is yeah, there it is. This is the Congo. Let's see this Congo, and if you look in here, I think it's in the layout. It may be in the layout. Let's open with the, no, it's not the layout. It's the manifest. So if you open the manifest, no, I'm wrong again. Let's go into the mission actually. Let's go down here, and yep, in here, maybe this file. Let me open that real quick. I'll tell you what it is. No, it's the other one, the flight. f.flt. When you open this file, open with Notepad, and you're going to see a section which is sim.0. Under here, we're going to replace this. I think let's try this one and see what happens. it's gonna just replace that, and I'm gonna save it. And then when I reopen the package, sorry guys, when I reopen the package here, this will allow me to go into the activities, and I'm gonna go over here to custom content, and the bush trips, Africa Relief. It's the same one right now. Or is it? It's probably still the same, but let's see if what it looks like inside, because the GPS might not even be in this one now that I'm looking at it.
We're
So
all set to go. Not the best day for flying, but I'd rather get out of here than wait for that volcano to erupt. Besides,
yeah,
a lot of people are depending on us to get these supplies.
yeah,
to
this is
Congo
without
and
the
Libera.
GPS.
We need to get to
So
Libera by 6 o'clock, so let's take off. Remember that we're overloaded, so we might need a little extra speed. Rotate at about 95 knots.
let's see if this performs any better, at least on the takeoff.
011 at 5. Runway 36, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 36 clear for takeoff.
Release 318.
Let's start up. Let me see how it stops. Okay, this is stopping much better on here. So let's go back inside. So at least this stops better. So I hope there was not a glitch in the other airplane. So let's do this again. So airspeed's alive, instruments are in the green. Joy. Still a little bit rough, but
V1.
rotate.
V2.
All right, we're off, so it's okay.
Right, gear up.
Gears up. Yeah, I didn't have any flaps on takeoff again, but
Maintain at least 95 knots in the climb and turn right to follow the road northeast out of Goma. A heading of about 20 degrees should take us right to Katale. It's about 25 miles northeast of here, just on the other side of the volcano. We'll need some altitude to clear that ridge up ahead, but try to stay out of the clouds. We can climb above the clouds or stay down low and follow the road. Your choice.
yep. If this one doesn't work, I have another airplane I'd like to check out, the Buffalo, and it's a DC-3 as well, and see if it performs any better. Other than that, there's some other packages add-on the missions that we can do, and that's with a Cessna Caravan, and it's a continuation from this, so we'll check that out and see how it works. So for right now, we are cruising at almost 7,000 feet, and let's trim a little bit more. Okay, we can pull back a little bit. This is a beautiful airplane. Yeah, I just couldn't stop the last one for some reason. I don't know what it was, but the brakes wasn't working. Let's hurry up.
Katale is located about 5 miles southwest of a little lake. If we come to the lake, we'll know we've gone too far.
All right, we are. Let's look on the outside, give you some scenic. Let's descend, because, yeah, you can enjoy the scenic view. You can hear the things rattling in the airplane as it's descending. The windows are messy here. I know they're wiper blades, so I guess I could use those. What's this? I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a string, just attaching. Okay. Look at how beautiful this plane is. Yeah, I'm gonna go from the left all the way around the mountain so I don't have any height going in. Or, yeah, altitude, minimize my altitude on the approach where I'm coming from. Hey. Yeah, it's rattling in the yeah, the airplane. I think this is combining the rendering with the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 satellite imagery and the here, because you can see a lot more development, especially by the airport where we took off from. In the original FSX mission, it was minimal development in that area. I might need to just confirm that, but from what I'm remembering, there were not a lot of weren't a lot of buildings in that area at first. Yeah, we're gliding in slowly. Well, feels like you're gliding, but this is hauling power. And this is a beautiful airplane. Guess my landing lights are already on. Yep.
Okay, that's the airstrip up ahead on the west side of the road. The wind's out of the north, so we can just make a straight-in approach. The airport elevation is 4,600 feet. Lower the gear and extend the flaps as we slow down. It's a short dirt strip, so there's not a lot of room to stop. I suggest flying the approach with full flaps at about 100 knots. Touchdown at 80 knots. Katale traffic, relief 318, 2 miles out, inbound for landing.
I'm gonna go around to the left this time. So I don't have to climb anymore and force the descent, which will add speed to the approach. Let's add flaps. Slow this down. Full flaps. Let's look outside for a minute. I'm at 80 knots right now. And I'm going to turn right to line up with the runway, which will help me to descend some more, losing some altitude. Okay, so yeah, what I'm doing is to make sure I didn't want to come around over the mountains. I wanted to come in from this side, already coming in slow. Oh, yes.
Looks like they're waiting for us on the west side of the airstrip. Taxi over to those tents and I'll supervise the unloading.
Oh, man. Finally. That's the best thing that could have happened. Yay. I did it. Yeah, this is like... which tents... yeah, going back. Yeah, one thing I noticed when I was landing at first, I thought this patch of dirt was the runway strip, but there were rocks on here, so this is somewhat disturbing. So it's like they closed the runway in real life, but yeah, this is strange. If you look to the left, there are like rocks on the runway. Yeah, so that's what threw me off the first few times that I attempted this. But I figured out how to approach this. Come real low. If I come over the hill, I'm gonna have too much speed coming in for a slow landing. So, that's nice. But it's beautiful. I mean, I love this mission. Yeah, this is a real cool mission. So we're gonna unload over here. What just happened a while ago? Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, this is really nice. This scenery is good. The weird cars are horrible, but yeah. I guess this is the tent he wants me to... Yeah. And the tent was like literally on the runway, which is just annoying. So, I guess this is the tent, glowing green neon lights or LED lights.
Alright, there's not a lot of cargo to unload, so this shouldn't take long. Give me a few minutes.
Alright, done. I didn't see anything come out, but it's funny.
Okay, we've offloaded everything they need here. There's been a new development though. Another relief flight flew through the ash cloud and lost both engines. They managed to glide to Rachuru, and it sounds like they're okay, but it's a small strip for a big plane, so the landing wasn't pretty. They had a surgical team on board headed for Libero, so the company wants us to drop in and pick up the doctors on our way. Otherwise they'll be stuck in Rachuru, and they're needed up north.
Alright, let's do
There
that.
you go. Let's taxi back to the south end of the runway. Rachuru is really close, about 8 miles from here. I think we can get in there to get the doctors without losing a lot of time. Still get to Libero by 6.
So is this the south end, or...
Ready when you are. Take off and turn to a heading of 020. Catale traffic, relief 318, departing to the north.
Let's turn around. I'm gonna back up as far as I can. That way I'll have enough room to take off. So we don't need full flaps. All right. All right. So let's go back inside and prepare for this takeoff. Let's come down with the flaps a little bit. We're gonna use we're gonna need some flaps to take off on the short runway. Airspeed's alive. Instruments in the green. Wow, that was close. Very close. All right. We lift up the... So, where are we going next?
V1,
Okay.
rotate. V2,
Oh, yeah, dude, you're a little bit late with your rotate.
positive rate, gear up.
Yeah, dude, I'm beyond that right now.
Flaps up.
Oh, thank you.
Fly heading 020. Rachuru is about 3 miles beyond that little lake. We won't need to climb very high. Rachuru is actually lower than Kitale. It's an elevation around 3,700 feet.
Did he say fly heading 020 or 030? Where's... Yeah, there we are. Straight ahead. Yeah, we don't need to climb. We're descending into the canyon. Oh yeah, check this out. This is really nice. Oh, it's beautiful. Very nice. I love these FSX missions. I think those are some of the best missions. And at first I thought when they were going to release the 2020 and 2024 that would have been their focus to include the missions. But at least these kinds of missions, or to recreate some of them. Somewhat nostalgic. All right. No, that can't be the stall horn. I'm taking out the throttle, but at least it should descend. Yeah, this is the lake right here, and we're heading in to land.
The airstrip's just ahead, north of the lake. Make another straight-in approach. Gear down, extend the flaps as we slow. Approach speed 100 knots, touchdown at 80. Looks like their plane is right at the end of the runway. Must have skidded off and got stuck when they glided in. We can still get in. Just keep it nice and slow on final so we can stop before we hit it. Rachuru traffic, relief 318, 2 miles out, inbound.
Full flaps, and we are around 80 knots. Let's add a little bit more power. As we're approaching very low, there's a gust that don't want to climb. We just want to come in real slow. And as you can see, where all right, we want to touch down real slow.
Nice landing. Would have been pretty embarrassing for us to get stuck here too. Hard to believe they got that plane onto the runway. That couldn't have been easy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead and park next to the tents on the east side of the airstrip.
That would have been pretty embarrassing. Yeah, we'll go to the magic tent. All right.
I'll go find out what the situation is. Be right back. Well, the pilots want to stay to secure the airplane, but we're taking the 4 doctors to Libero. They have 800 pounds of medical equipment they'd like us to haul out. We'd be overloaded, but we could do it.
Oh my gosh.
The pilots will look after it all. No one can reach the base on the radio from here, so the decision is yours. Do you want to take the medical gear?
No.
Okay, I'll get everything loaded. Give us a few minutes.
I said no. Oh man.
The wind's still blowing from the north, so we should probably taxi to the end of the runway and take off toward the crashed plane. Or we can make a downwind takeoff. It's your decision. Just remember that taking off with the wind behind us will mean a longer roll, and this is a short strip. Rachuru traffic, relief 318, departing to the north.
Okay, to the north. Alright, he already said to the north, so I guess I'll go to the north. He didn't give me much of an option. So let's do this. We're back taxiing and we're going to take off to the north, as he hinted. So, yeah, we're overloaded, which is not really what we want. All right. So let's go inside, and we are about to get out of here. We don't need that much flaps for the takeoff, but we'll... Yeah, we need some flaps. Oh no. Oh. Oh no, what just happened? Oh. Oh my gosh. No.
We're all set to go. Not the best day for
I'm not
flying,
starting
but
this
we'd rather
over.
get out of here than
No.
wait for that volcano to
Okay.
erupt.
So,
Besides, a lot of people are depending on us to get these supplies to Katale and Libero. We need to get to Libero by 6 o'clock, so let's take off. Remember that we're overloaded, so we might need a little extra speed. Rotating about 95 knots.
the guy overloaded my airplane.
Relief 318,
So,
wind 011 at 5. Runway 36, cleared for takeoff.
all right, I'm not going to redo this right now,
Cleared for takeoff, relief 318.
but you get the gist of this mission. I would have loved to have gone to the next. So what I'm going to do, there's a next mission, which is with a Cessna Caravan. I'm going to jump to that mission because... Well, I think I'm stuck in here. This is not cool. And bear with me for a minute. I have an issue. real quickly. Hold on. I think I have a little issue going on here. I can't exit this. Strange. I'm trying to exit the mission, but I guess that created a situation here. So I have to do it another way. I have to reboot this. All right. I guess you see Microsoft Simulator boot up again. It is yeah, that was really interesting. Yeah, I guess it stalled. Pulling up, no stall horn, nothing. Yeah, I guess I should have gone from the downhill takeoff. All right, give me a minute. So let's. Let's do this. All right, we're still loading. And I think more than 2 minutes would be enough time to start our Microsoft Flight Simulator. There we are. So I'm going into my activities, and we will be going into the custom content and Africa Relief. Actually, no, we're not doing that one. We're going to do the Africa Relief 3, which is pretty nice. We're using a Cessna Caravan, so much smaller, more predictable, at least from what we've been experiencing. So, yeah. Yeah, this is a build from the first Africa Relief. So this is your Africa Relief 3. And for the second trip, we're basically using a Cessna Caravan because we're having engine troubles with the other airplane. That's the storyline. Oh yeah, I think there's an issue with this. This one, oh yeah, I see the issue. Ready to fly. I have to go outside and do a few things. Yeah.
Are you ready for a new adventure?
That's the problem here.
Not so sure. I already read the dispatch. Looks challenging enough. Sorry about the last-minute aircraft change. The DC-3 is still getting engine maintenance, and the short fields we need to visit are too short for even the caravan we are borrowing. Oh, I checked.
If you didn't know this, you would have been.
Radio work will be a little easier. Let's get started up and ready to go.
Yeah, we have to remove the chocks. We're doing the checks.
To roll, I'll let base know and handle the Unicom as well.
So we already remove our chocks. Let's walk around. Make sure there's nothing attached to this. Nothing else. No damage. Thanks for nothing. Alright, we can enter back into the airplane. Everything looks good here. Okay, let's... Hey, thank you. Thank you, Davies. Thank you for joining. I'm doing this Africa Relief mission. I was using a DC-3, a Douglas DC-3 before, but I had some issues on my last takeoff point, so I'm actually trying out the next Africa Relief using the Cessna Caravan. So thank you for joining. All right, so from what we see here, let's look into the tablet and see our waypoints, if we have any. Let me see if the file plan, let's look into the tablet first. Let's see if our flight planner, route, and yeah, let's send it to both ATC and avionics. All right, so we're about to depart, and we're gonna Where are we departing from? Runway. Let's see the runway. Alright, I guess it doesn't matter here. So let's go. We're actually going out. Before we do that, let's enter direct to, because we do have the waypoints set up here. Why is this not? Okay, let's see. So that's where we're gonna activate this. Enter. For some reason, I'm having some issues with my knobs. So let's go ahead and do that. And
Relief 464 to base.
Base to relief 464. Go ahead.
We'll be off at Goma in a few minutes, headed to Kyombugu.
Copy 464. Chukas boys. Base out.
Chuka's in heat. We'll need plenty. Relief 464 out. Goma traffic, relief 464 at North Ramp, taxiing to 18, Goma.
all right, so we are heading to
464 taking off runway 18, departure to the south, Goma.
We are back taxiing runway 17, not one. You can take off from here. Let's... and runway 17. You said 18. They changed these over time, so that's fine. Depending on magnetic changes. So all right, so we're gonna we're let's do some checks. We have some flaps. We really don't need it with this airplane. And once we go in, we'll put in the GPS and put the autopilot on and go. All right, so before we go, let's go into the autopilot and see if we can set the altitude. So altitude, we're gonna set it for probably 5,500. Actually, let's set it for 4,500 for now, depending if we're going east or west, but for right now we're just leaving it at that. And then once we take off, we can climb to that. So yeah, let's go to VSI because we're gonna need to climb. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah. We never want to do that on the runway. That you'll get shouted at or request for a phone call. Airspeed's alive. Instruments in the green. And we can rotate right about now. And we're flying out of Congo. The same airport where we were before the original takeoff, but we are
Let's come right to a heading of 216. Kyungugu is only 34 nautical miles away. I think we are picking up another medical mission team there. But with our previous luck, I will not be surprised by anything. Let's keep an open mind. I did some Googling this morning to make our trip a little more interesting. I printed some stuff out about the sites. Maybe keep you from falling asleep here.
heading oh yeah, what the heck is happening here? What the heck? Can we recover from the stall? What the heck just happened? This is weird. All my gears are not working. This is just, annoying. This is ridiculous. I don't know if this is a...
Are you ready for a new adventure? After the last one, I'm not so sure. I already read the dispatch. Looks challenging enough. Sorry about the last-minute aircraft change. The DC-3 is still getting engine maintenance. short fields we need to visit are too short for even the caravan we are borrowing. Oh, I checked and the tower is closed. For whatever reason, the radio work will be a little easier. Let's get started up and ready to go. We'll want to taxi straight to 18. When we start to roll, I'll let base know and handle the Unicom as well.
Having some glitches here. I don't know what this is. What's causing this? Okay, related seed ship H. All right, we're going to try this again. I don't know what just happened. I'm going to go in here and it's for some reason our controls were not working properly. So let me see if this is working. All right, this is working now. We're going to go first direct to Cheyenne. So let's activate this. We won't do anything until we take off. So let's we already put that, we already have the waypoint in, so that's good for us. And we can start taxiing now. It's about to rain. All right, let's go.
Relief 464 to base.
Base to relief 464. Go ahead.
We'll be off at Goma in a few minutes, headed to Kyongugu.
Copy 464. Chukas boys. Base out.
Chuka's in the heat. We'll need Plahenty. Relief 464 out. Goma traffic. Relief 464 at North Ramp. Taxiing to 18. Goma.
Okay, I'm holding short. Do you have anything to say? Are we cleared? Gonna see if this issue comes up again.
Goma traffic. Relief 464 taking off runway 18. Departure to the south. Goma.
We're back taxiing, departing to the south. It's actually runway 17. I'm wondering if there's some glitches or some glitch in these emissions that I'm doing right now for this Africa relief. Airspeed's alive. Instruments are in the green. Pull up. All right. So let's climb to an altitude of
Let's come right to a heading of 216. Kyungugu is only 34 nautical miles away. I think we are picking up another medical mission team there.
oh,
With our previous luck, I will not be surprised by anything. Let's keep an open mind. I did some Googling this morning to make our trip a little more interesting. I printed some stuff out about the sites. Maybe keep you from falling asleep.
yeah, we have some gusty winds here. Wow. Yeah, wow, that's pretty dangerous. So I guess this is a known issue. Let's go to 7.5 for now. And let's turn on the autopilot. BSI. We're gonna climb at 700 feet. And let's say our heading is yeah, this is really rough. Let's do our heading real quick. Yeah, this wind is really crazy. Even with the autopilot, it's just really rough. Wow, this is really, really crazy. Maybe we shouldn't be flying. Wow. The winds are terrible here. I think that was the problem in the first. Yeah.
I guess the weather could be worse. I bless unless the rain's down in Africa, for sure.
Nah, this is way too tough. So I guess that's the part of this mission is to... I should have been avoiding this. Man. So let's do a direct right now. We can go in and hit direct. Yeah. Yeah, let's go direct to the oh yeah. Wow, the wind is rough coming from here. Am I off course or not? I'm watching the magenta line. I might have to... Oh yeah, I definitely have to use the heading. Get back on track. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to resolve this. So that's where my heading is. So let's leave it there for now. And we are 20 miles out. Any nautical miles to be exact. And let's go back to the direct. Enter. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to land with this crazy wind. So this is ridiculous weather. Yeah. I might need to edit this file, this mission file, because I think they must put some horrible gusty winds in this, in the file. Now that I'm looking at this mission, this doesn't seem reasonable. I think this is probably gusting at like 30.
Huh. Let me see if I can find my printout on it. Here it is. Ijwi is an inland island in Lake Kivu, which forms part of South Kivu province in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. At 70 kilometers,
Wow.
43 miles in length, and with an area of 340 square kilometers, 131 square miles, it is the second largest lake island in Africa and the 10th largest in the world. Ijwi is roughly equidistant between the Congo and Rwanda, with 10 to 15 kilometers, 6 to 9 miles, separating its western shore from the DRC mainland and a similar distance between its eastern shore and the coastline of Rwanda. The island's southern tip, however, lies only 1 kilometer, 0.62 miles from a promontory of the Rwandan coast. Interesting. Ijwi. Huh. I also read somewhere that, because it is an island, it has been spared much of the carnage from all the wars this part of the world has suffered. Huh.
So they're using a weather file. Let's see if I can edit this weather file, because this is just unreasonable. Cloud density. Yeah. Just looking at the values they have in here. We are about 14 miles out. 13.9 nautical miles. And we will be landing in a little bit. Yeah, there's a huge issue with this weather because I would not in a normal condition fly this if I know this weather is this severe. Personal minimums. So yeah, that's really tough.
It's probably easiest to stay left and fly down the west side of the peninsula to get to the airport. It's a short grass strip, so it will be difficult to spot. Let's all keep our eyes open.
Okay. So right now we are 11 nautical miles. So I'm gonna descend in a little bit. So he said to keep left, so let's go left first. Let's go a little bit left. Or let's go around. Follow his instruction. Yeah, the wind is horrible. Hopefully this mountain can shelter some of the wind for us so that we won't have to deal with this. Because we're getting tossed around in this wind. Okay, let's head back in. So I guess that's where we're gonna head. Let's descend a little bit. Let's go down to 6,500. Let's try that. Yeah, 7. Let's go down to 6, 7 for now. 6.5 should have been the number. I'm using the instruments right now as much as possible because I'm not relying on so that's where if you look on the map, that's where we should be heading right now. Actually no, let's go over a little bit more. Right about now here. Yeah, look, yeah. Right here. That's where it should be. Okay, I think now that we're behind the mountain a little bit, it's getting better. Well, yeah, we need to descend much faster. So let's go up to the altitude and go to 5.5. 5,500. And the VS vertical speed. We're descending
There
at
it is. I prefer to fly over these grass strips to make sure there are no animals about. We can then come about and land on 19er. Kyungugu traffic, relief 464 is 3 miles to the north. We'll overfly the field and land on 19er, Kyungugu.
okay. So I guess that's the field right there we're flying over right now. Ah, that's the field right down there. Cool. So we're descending. Let's descend a little bit faster. Where's the field? Oh, I think that's the field right there. Oh no, heading. Whoa.
500. 500. 500.
Turn off the autopilot. Oh no, stay down. Don't want to climb. Okay. Where is the runway? Okay. There it is. Yeah, let's do a turn around a little bit. We are too slow. Add some power. Little holding pattern. Just to gain some altitude. Well, lose some altitude and come back around. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Wait a minute. Is that it right there? Wait a minute. That is it?
500.
Okay, I see what I did wrong. I get it. I get it, I get it, I get it. So it's actually on the other side. Unless there's the position is off. Because I thought the runway over there was where...
500.
Where is it? Yeah, actually, no, I'm wrong. Because we did the flyover at first. He told me we were flying over, so it can't be over here. So, yeah. I guess that would have been the next waypoint. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit tough. On my part, it was probably my fault here. I lost focus due to the weather, but I want to make it right. That would have been the next airstrip if I had connected to this first one. So, yeah. So we're gonna land over here. And then we can move on to the next. Yeah, there's some drastic winds in this region. So now I have the right speed for the approach. I'm around 70 knots.
So, here we are in Congo, and I see no sign of the mission team. Wonder where they are. Say, who is this bloke walking up to our plane? Wait, I know that guy. Boy, this is my mate Kofi. You may remember him from Ashango, where he helped us load and unload the hippos. What are you doing over here, Kofi? Don't you have some pottery pieces to dig up, or hippo dung to shovel, or something otherly important to do? We are supposed to pick up a medical mission team here, but they look to be a no-show. I'm hoping you have some kind of information about this. Do you?
They left in a truck yesterday. They said there was a massacre in Biases and also Nzovu, but I have heard there might be some fighting there. I thought this was all in the past, but there always seems to be a warlord with a following making trouble somewhere. I will go with you. Please let me retrieve a few items. I'll be back.
Having Kofi along will be great. He knows the area and the language. We'll head south down the valley to Lucayo, then pick up the 503 to the Lubimbi River, which will carry us right to Nzovu. The airfield looks pretty short on the chart. Better be ready with thrust reversers when we touch down. It would be nice to fly a GPS route, but we don't need to make a grand entrance over a firefight. We should stay low enough to follow the river and let the mountains hide our sound. Blimey. You're packing some serious firepower, Kofi.
Gentlemen, as you may know, I am a peaceful man. Most of the time peace can be maintained with careful dialogue so the parties can iron out their differences. But sometimes peace can only be maintained through superior firepower.
Well, whatever you say, Rambo. Kofi, I'm going to need for you to stay close. Neither of us is familiar with the area. If we make the wrong turn, we might find ourselves boldly going where no man has gone before. Now, let's taxi back and take off on 19 and head south. I'm going to need to radio this in to base.
Right, we're back taxiing and we're going to take off into the other direction. All right. Let's stop. Turn around. All right. Let's see, we might need one notch of flaps. Where are my flaps? Okay, one notch is good. Airspeed's now going alive. Instruments are in the green. And rotate. I guess the weather is much better at this point. Let's get some altitude set in here. We are... Let's go up to 6. 5 for now. And we're good. So let's turn on the autopilot and the VSI. Let's pull back. We're in the red. There. Yeah, as soon as we take off here, we get some very horrible winds. So let's get the heading bug here so it can keep us on track. Yeah, the wind is like taking us all around. Wow. Yeah, this is really rough. Yeah, we might want to descend a little bit because the wind is too rough here. Let's go down a little bit. Let's go down to 500 and 5,500. And yeah, this wind pretty rough.
We will need some altitude. 8,000 feet should do.
Okay. So, thanks for telling me now. Let's go up to 8,000 as he recommends. Yeah, to get out of this weather. Keep the nose down. Wow. Whoa. We have to recover. Wow. Keep it down. Wow. Wow, dude. This is... I shouldn't listen to this guy. He's getting me in so much trouble here. Yeah. Okay, let's put back in the autopilot. Wow. Whoa. This is ridiculous. I had to turn off the autopilot for a minute to recover the stall. Yeah, that was pretty tough. There we go. Yeah. So we're 17 nautical miles out for the next waypoint. Yeah, it gets pretty rough up here. The wind is... Yeah, there's no way you would be flying in this weather. So with that said, after this point, if I make it to the next waypoint, I'm just canceling this trip. But I wanted to see how I can recover worst case scenario. Yeah, this wind is rough. Wow. What the heck is going on here? Like I'm stuck in this wind and I'm not even moving. Yeah. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna end this. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate your time and following. Yeah, I don't know. This mission or the Africa Relief 3 is very unstable. I don't know the wind file. It's using a wind file. If you look in the trip, actually, no, I'm actually looking at the wrong one. So let's go into this. I don't know which one this is, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, for this one, it's not really. Yeah, I'll have to do some more research. But for right now, I'm going to end this because this was really, really tough. And of course, you would never be advised to fly in such weather conditions. So I don't know what this mission was trying to prove. This is not ever a condition that any pilot would fly in. So yeah, especially with this kind of aircraft. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate your time. And please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much.